Hobo Village. Here we are at the entry point to Hobo Village, or at least the approach. And I started here because this is probably one of the more interesting approaches. Here we see a railroad track, and this is an operating railroad track. There is a train car that runs on it. Over here to the right is an illustration of attractive plants that you'll find, all garden-like arrangements that you find rather all around in Second Life. Seems to be. My impression is there's a little bit too much gardening and not enough interest in providing something that you'd like to think about. Now here is the approach to Hobo Village. You see the water tower, which always makes me think of Jimmy Rogers, all around the water tank waiting for a train. And notice what happens here. We come to the railroad track, comes along. It makes a curve, and there is obviously an abandoned cutoff, blocked properly as necessary. Oh, and maybe this is a busy road. I hear some horn. So here is a cutoff that's been blocked, and a couple of abandoned railroad cars. Now I think those are interesting. Here's a sign. Here we walk over to the sign of the Hobo Village, and then we'll go over and check out those railroad cars. They're abandoned, obviously, but they still have something to offer. Now, that refrigerator car, for example, well, let's look inside and we see beer. Not only does it have cases of beer, and notice how well that inside is done. It has cases of beer, and it will let me pick up a beer. So I will get a beer, and you will see in a moment there's this exchange. Then the system notified me that I got a beer. It's in my inventory now, so I don't have. It's not visible, but I'll use, instead of a beer can opener, I use an inventory here. So I click on the beer can, and using a couple of menus, decide where to attach it. I'll attach it to my right hand. There it is, and now I can drink. Now that I've got that, now that I got a beer, I think I'll walk over to the village and see what's there. I hope that nobody is complaining about me drinking a beer. If I walk into the village, I can see a number of sort of sheds. And there's somebody taking a bath or getting ready for a bath. There doesn't seem to be anybody here right now. Number of sheds for the hobos to stay in. And right here is a good place. Looks like a good place to have a seat and finish my beer. I hear at least some sort of a train, I suppose. I have to tell my avatar to sit down, but now I can watch my avatar drink and see what I can see. Over there is a bridge. There's the water tower. There are some sheds. The sheds have various kinds of cardboard boxes that the hobos could sleep in. I guess that's what the job is for them. I think I finished my beer now, so I'll walk over to look more closely at the bridge. It is an old abandoned bridge. You can see that. Some of the boards missing. So I view this, it's not beautiful, but I think it's a work of art. Here we are then at the water's edge, and I'll just fly. That's something you can do in Second Life. I'll fly over to the bridge and see what I can see. As I look around, I see sewage pouring in, appropriate obviously for a hobo village. And now I'll walk back around here, back towards the shore, and up ahead I see a fishing rod, another touch by Xander. I could pick that up and actually fish with it. I think I'll fly again now and fly over those boxcars. Take a notice how good those boxcars are. I'll come back and take another look at them later. This is the sign that Xander recently put in, an old abandoned sign. You can see a broken ladder and some lights, one of which is hanging down. Here we are back to the water tower that fascinates me. I don't see anybody standing around it, but it is a very well done water tower.